you have the time you have left. Well, first of all, I would like, before starting the presentation, I'd like to thank the conference organizers, Argentina Mining, Nibaldo, Ricardo Cortés, and I'd like to thank, on behalf of all the San Juan people, thank Engineer Salas from Tsunami, who gave us a message that involves all the important factors of present mining, the overcoming all the stages that mining has had to overcome along the history, both in Chile as in Argentina. Remember our origins in the west of Argentina, being part of Chile practically, and lately a message that fills us with pride as miners and fills us with hope and confidence, not only in our own organizations and our dedicated work, but also what he said in the end, the support of the great mining family, in this case the Chilean mining family, and for many years we have been trying to build also a big mining family in San Juan, and all of you are proud members of it. Welcome to San Juan. I cannot deny the pride of a San Juan citizen to have all of you in this province. Only to reflect geographically the progress of Argentinian mining. One project in Salta, Pascua, Lamazón, Veladero, Cerro Negro, the last exponent of the development of mining in that massif of El Deseado. Now, to divide the structure of my presentation, this is it. Introduction of the mining exploration markets in the world, the activity of the international market compared to the Argentinian market of investments. And here I will talk about exploration only. The amounts for exploration, the statistics of the exploration, and as always, as geologists, new scenarios, new expectations, things to which we want to link our expectation of growth. Argentina as a country, part of the world of mining investment, has to pay attention to these figures. This is what has happened after the promulgation of the mining law. It talks about the total investment. There is a peak in 97, a drop after the BRICS event, and then again the worldwide investment took power again. There were complications, administrative complications in Argentina, 2001, 2002, and later on a big growth between the year 2004, 2006, and until the last days, with a drop of the markets in 2008. Statistics of the last year of investment, 7.3 billion investment, and it has been maintained. Look at Latin America, it's 26% in the last 18 years. And to the right, we see a picture that shows who are the top 10 countries in mining investments. Canada, Australia, and they are heading the world. China is appearing with 4%, and in Latin America we have countries like Brazil, Peru, Chile, and Mexico, 3-5% Mexico. Well, those countries proud of forming part of the group of the 10 with greater investment at a moment, and they received Argentina in the year 2004, 2005. Discrimination. Who invests? Which are the companies that are investing? In the last, after the year 2000, the juniors were important in the investment. But as we will see later, after the drop of companies in the juniors, it is changing again the trend, and the major companies or the producing companies are picking up again. This is an image that I took, putting the origin of the information. It's a report of Price Waterhouse about junior mining. At the left, we see the drop in the market capitalization of different junior companies in the world. At the right, we see what's the market in which they are located. We see the gold, and second and third are base metals and uranium. The effect of the drop in the year 2008 was more important for the juniors than for other markets. Metals Economic Group recently, in the last year, started publishing this index, and I see it very important because beyond talking about the capitalization of the companies and their stocks in the curve, in the red color curve, it shows a trend that is the news or the results of the drilling operations, new resources, exploration processes, showing what is the appearance of the next stage of investments and how could that impact the capitalization of the company's market. Now to go to the statistic analysis in Argentina. In blue, we have the worldwide investment. The scale of the vertical graph is logarithmic. How did it grow? Peak 97, 2002, there is a drop. 2008 picks up again and picks in 2010, $9 billion investment approximately. And Latin America, as you can see, is tuned with the worldwide investment in the last years. And Argentina, I have to say, up to 2003, looking at it clearly, was following the international curve and Latin American curve very accurately, but after 2003 has ups and downs that we can overcome, but show a mismatch with the international investment of exploration in some Argentinian provinces. These are the numbers that support that graph. In the last column, $73 million invested in these last 18 years in the world, of which Latin America appears with 24% as an average and 2% for Argentina in that figure, close to $1.5 billion. In the year 2003, and 2005, we were part of that group of the top 10 countries in the world, and we want to go back to that situation, just as a comparison to show the effect of the juniors and the majors in the last crisis. Notice the drop. This was until last week, the peak of the stocks of many companies that work in San Juan, the peak of the stock. And then the drop of 21%, but with extreme drops in some cases. Looking at Argentina now in the world context, this is the analysis of Verdever in this year, and Argentina is an intermediate position with some low indicators in some indicators, but we are 58% higher than the bottom and 50% lower than the top. The limit of the Fraser Institute also is putting us in an intermediate position with a great margin, and optimistically I like to think we have the margin to grow. Now analyzing Argentina, taking the graphs of Argentina mining with a density of prospects and projects exclusively in this comparison to calculate the tons, I have taken all the projects that have derivated in a 43-101 or similar things under the other regulations of the world in NI 43-101 of geological measured and indicated resources. The discovery of 14 projects, approximately 3.5 billion tons of mineral content. 16 projects with geological resources, 6.2 million tons. And for Patagonia, we have a lower tonnage in 12 projects, close to 510 million tons. And when we go to the detail of this database that takes only the resources measured and indicated, we see that there is an important series of projects in exploration, advanced or in final stage, and that there is a series of projects that for some reason are blocked because of legal or environmental reasons. They are blocked and cannot continue. We have many other projects in pre-feasibility or feasibility, and 3 projects in construction: Casposo, Rio Colorado, and Lama Pascua, and many mines in production that are the best result of the juridical safety that existed in the year 93 in Argentina. Let's put that all together, and we have more than 10 million tons in geological resources in 42 active projects. Most of them were known from the past, like Alumbrera, but a great amount of them are product of the exploration. They were prospect in the 90s. They were advanced exploration in the year 2000, and now they are at pre-feasibility and definition stage. What has happened in Argentina during these years? What do we need to obtain now? The provinces that are green for mining are the Andean ridge in the northwest part, and I put some sectors in red, Famatina, Agua Rica indicators. Some provinces in red that have limitations for mining, like Córdoba, San Luis, and Mendoza, Rio Negro, and Chubut, and Tierra del Fuego, and Buenos Aires. Remember, there were some benches exploited the mine there. There are some provinces in yellow, some that can grow. We will talk about that. But concluding the statistic analysis today in Argentina, in the resources of the projects that have not started yet, we have added what is there to be mined. See the numbers: 1,700 ounces of silver, molybdenum, with a series of other deposits with important amount of zinc, lead, iron, indium, lithium, uranium, and other minerals, and also non-metals and the carbonates combining that is important. This is the breakdown, and you will be able to see that in the database you'll have available by the organization. Epithermal deposits. What has happened with gold deposits, mainly in the world? Our comparison. If we see in the scale of the discoveries from the 50s, and this is a study published by the Society of Geologists and Economists, how the cost of discoveries in dollars per ounce has increased, and the mean grade of the ore found has decreased. So we are using the natural resources that somehow, in spite of what we would like to believe, is finite, and we need to optimize our resources to optimize the progress of our industry. This is what happened in the world industry in the same period of time. The new discoveries in projects that in some of them are byproducts for different projects, and this is the approximative cost of that discovery, $33 per ounce in average. This is important to see the amounts of investment regarding what we talked about in Argentina. Another very important list for Argentina, Nibaldo said it in the year 2008, porphyries and porphyry bodies with copper and copper gold are the greatest potential deposits in Argentina. At this moment, there are 6.8 billion tons in that mineralization you observe in the summary, and other base metals like silver, headed by Aguilar, is also acquiring great importance. The last years brought us new scenarios, I would like to say that. And forgive me if there is a company that is not mentioned, if any uranium or lithium explorer that is not mentioned. Well, this is just an indication. There are many new prospects that might not be included. Uranium is the energy future. Only to 2040, there is more than 1,040 nuclear plants that are in the projects to be built. This is the main basis. Some graphs taken from different companies. San Jorge is the main basin, with Cerro Jolo the main exponent. But there are many other locations that you will hear about during the conferences and in this fora. In the triangle of lithium, going to Chile also, that has 70% of lithium possibilities in the world. That includes all the salars that are located in the northwest of Argentina. New scenarios for mining in Argentina: northwest of Salta, Linderos, Rio Grande, Aizaro, Tacataca, this whole region that showed being prolific in intrusive porphyric bodies. He's very interesting. He's calling for the interest of new explorations, that this belt, Pelambres, Pachón, up to Los Azules and getting up to San Juan is also very important. There are discoveries like El Altar, Los Azules, and other projects in the region. And yesterday, Nibaldo told me jokingly that he would call it Maricunga Che. It's the Maricunga Strip that comes to Argentina, and south of Rioja, Catamarca, San Juan, in the belt called Gap at some time, between the Faja del Indio and the Maricunga belt. That zone has important discoveries at both sides of the mountains, and different projects are in development. Valle del Cura, all of you that know the potential of the epithermals, Veladero, Pascualama, are the most known, but there are others like Argenta, that was called Guanacosonso in the past, is giving good results. El Carmen project at the other side of El Cura Valley is also having good results, and there are many more that are potentially important for epithermal deposits, talking about faith and hope and the reasons the geologists have to prospect and to explore. We have some antagonism present in the country. We have heard the presentations of the governor of San Juan. We heard the words of the Secretary of Mining. We know we have legislative issues, but the geologists have to go beyond that, obviously with the benefit of our optimism and with the shield of our work. And we know that geologists and explorer and mining companies today have the great responsibility to maintain a big productive spectrum in Argentina, and that's a reason why I thank so much the words of Mr. Salas to, why not, copy all the good things Chile has done in this subject in the past. We want to transform Argentina in a new big scenario, a country that is in green, is a grassroots for mining, and is an open field for the development of our opportunities. And a great homage. I saw this picture. This is Veladero. This is the contest of photographs of mining press. I saw that picture and remembered a picture I made. I took many years and has people, and I want you to share with me. It's the same hill, Veladero, untouched, only some trenches and some exploration spots, and three important geologists. Two of them have been awarded by Argentina Mining. Mari Carrizo, awarded in the year 2002, Ismael Chavez, and Patricio Jones, three friends that developed the dream that is now Veladeros. And you can see the pictures of the mine now. That conclusion allows me to say that we have the spirit of the miners in Chile that is distinguished and has to be distinguished for what is happening in Chile, with the hope of really getting them out, and also for us, for the miners in Argentina, to be able to succeed. Our faith, our hope will help us, and also our work. Patience and luck for them, and patience and luck for us too. Thank you very much.